All right. Well, welcome everyone to Hit or Miss. I am your host, Night Strike, and I've got a couple individuals here tonight with me on the panel. We've got an interesting panel. We've got an interesting chat to talk about tonight. We got a couple topics to talk about. We might not get through every single one, but we'll talk about a couple of them while Travis reloads his Glock.
Reloading. No, it's my Taurus G3.
Okay, it's Taurus G3. Okay, I couldn't see it right because of the angle.
Oh no, it looks just like a Glock. So.
Yeah. From the angle, it looked like a Glock.
Oh no, I understand.
Yeah, but all right. So let me introduce my panel, and then we'll see where we go from there. So first up, we've got everyone's favorite. Okay, at the last minute, we've got everyone's favorite tactical chicken. Mr. Gary is showing up last minute. He's on time.
Yes.
And his camera's on, too. His camera is on. All right. Uh-huh. I see you're growing the long beard this time.
Yeah. I'm trying to catch up with you.
Hey, I'm still trying. I'm still keeping the whole, keeping part of it shaved. So I'm trying to, keep the look. But, okay, we got Gary here. Thanks for jumping in, Gary.
Thanks for having me.
All right, we got Rich Wright. What's going on, Rich?
Hello. Not too much. Just hanging out.
Sitting in your easy chair, right?
It's not a chair, man. How many times I got to tell you?
Okay, you're sitting on your couch.
There you go.
All right. There you go. Who's this fellow GunTuber? Who's that? They haven't even set up their stuff.
Introduce yourself, please.
Yeah.
Who are you, fellow GunTuber?
All right, we got Kingpin. What's going on, Kingpin?
Hey, it's A&A. Hey, I got to adjust my gravatar and all that. I figured out what was going on the other night when I couldn't jump on. It's because I was going through the Brave browser, and it won't. It
didn't work with Brave. If you're gonna use the software you're using for Chamber, you want to use Chrome.
Yeah, that's what I'm on.
If you can't use Chrome because you're on Mac, well, I hope it works with Safari. I don't know how well it does.
Well, you can use Chrome on Mac. I mean, there's no problems there. I've done that before, so it's all good. Yeah.
User Gary is our resident Mac expert. So
I'm on Chrome.
If he's on Chrome, then you don't have an excuse. So all right. We got A&A here. We got Kingpin here. What's going on, Kingpin?
Not too much, man. Thanks for having me.
All right, and then we've got Mr. Reloader himself. We have Travis P11.
Quick question: do I want to go 15-round mag or 17-round mag?
17.
17. All right. Freedom. Hey guys,
Freedom.
How you doing? This is Travis P11. Reloading. Yeah. Just want to check in. Nice, right? Appreciate the invite, guys. Make sure you check out Caliber Corner. We handle that Monday nights, typically Monday nights at 6:00 Central Time over there on my channel, Travis P11 on YouTube. You can also follow it over there on gunchannels.com. Make sure you support guntube.org and subscribe to everybody on this panel this evening, man. Thanks for letting me be here.
Yep. No problem. Thanks for jumping in. Me and Travis were having a riveting conversation because apparently Travis's family's original homeland is in the news tonight.
Yeah, my grandparents left the Czech Republic in the early 1950s because they were fleeing communism, so they got out of there and came to Nebraska. I kind of wish they would stay because now the Czech Republic suddenly does care more about their residents than ever before. So first of all, I just want to say Yaksi Maj Dobja to all my brothers and sisters out there in the Czech Republic. And so anyway, here's what's going on. It says Czech Republic might enact a bill protecting your right to self-defense with a weapon. A Senate amendment is to anchor the right to defend oneself with a legally held weapon, says the Czech Senate Petition Committee. I was looking at the numbers here at a different article real quick, and the Czech Republic has 300,000 registered gun license owners, which, again, gun licenses, registries, yeah. They have 700.
I don't like them, but if that's what it takes for them to get firearms, you know what? Sometimes you have to. You
got to start somewhere, man.
You have to work with the system in order to change it.
700,000 legally registered guns in the Czech Republic. You can carry in the Czech Republic. They have 5 different licenses you can apply for depending on what you want to do with your license, but you can legally carry in public as long as it's concealed. Process doesn't look too nasty. In fact, they even grant a right to carry permit to people that are not residents. You just have to have a legal residence in the Czech Republic, mailing address basically, and you can apply for a license, which is pretty cool. But back to the article here real quick. A Senate amendment is to anchor the right to defend oneself with a legally held weapon, said Pavel Cerny, the chairman of the Czech Senate Petition Committee. The chairman of the Senate Constitutional Legal Committee told CTK today. So this is an article from expats.cz, which is kind of funny because I guess you could say my grandparents were that. The complementation of the Charter of Fundamental Rights and Freedoms arises from a petition signed by 102,000 people, including many senior politicians. So even their politicians are on board for this, guys. The legislation reacts to EU efforts to reduce weapons possession. So they're throwing a nice big middle finger to the EU that wants to take away people's rights to defend their lives and themselves and live in some little fairy tale fantasy where nobody ever gets hurt. Under the draft, the charter is to be complemented with the right to defend one's own or someone else's life with a weapon, said Mr. Sverney. It is to enhance the right to defend. It is to enhance the right to defense of life to the constitutional level while the existing conditions of necessary defense and extreme emergency should be fulfilled, he added. I'm sorry, this is either a translation on this website or they're just using more of like a British spelling of their English. So I'm not familiar with some of these words.
They're using
UK style English. Okay.
Yeah, that's prevalent over in every other part of the world but the United States, because we have the American English stems from older British English, which American English is closer to 17th century British English than modern British English is.
There you go.
Anyways.
No, it's all good. Yeah. Speaking on behalf of the drafters of the legislation, a senator from the Civic Democratic Party and former police president Martin Servacek said the amendment was not limited to firearms whose ownership was regulated and would not bring about any unchecked arms possession. The chairman of the Senate Constitutional Commission, Jiri Deansbier, expressed the objection that the prepared amendment was useless because the current wording of the charter was sufficient. And then it just kind of goes on a little bit, and they talk. What they're basically trying to say is that this isn't really going to change anything, but it's going to be more of a public declaration that a person has a right to defend themselves with a weapon or defend somebody else with a weapon if necessary. So,
and they're trying to make this a constitutional amendment in their country's constitution. And
yes.
That's why we're talking about this. Not so much, not because it's not in America, but because another country is trying to adopt on even on some small scale a Second Amendment for themselves.
Yeah,
that's why. Yeah. That's why we're talking about it, because it's news, it's out there, it's interesting. I find it really interesting.
And if you're going to spend your money in Europe, damn it better be in the Czech Republic. That's all I'm going to say. All right. There's no reason not to go there. So yeah.
Again, it's nice to hear that in Europe they've got some people with heads on their shoulders still instead of idiots.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
I'm just wondering what spurred this on. I mean, are they starting to actually look around at the UK and go, gun control doesn't work?
I think they don't want. I don't think they want to see any. They don't want to see any incoming gun control. I think that's part of it. So yeah.
I just wish the politicians here, but it's not about safety. It's about control. So, and yeah, I don't know. After
but it's nice to see someone in Europe doing something, for the people instead of against
them.
Right. It's a nice change.
And like I said, the fact that they allow, foreigners to get permits there, people that are setting up a legal residence that, just there to appreciate the country, that they respect their rights to protect themselves too while in the country. I mean, I think that's a good thing. So, no, it's definitely not a bad thing. There's states in this country that could learn from the Czech Republic. I hate to say that, but that's the truth,
Yeah,
They can make it work.
yeah, they can make it work in the Czech Republic. I mean, what's New York and New Jersey's excuse?
Yeah, and I was going to say, unlike those states that aren't bordered by states that want to take their guns, in the Czech Republic, everybody wants to take their guns. France, Germany, probably Italy. I'm just saying. I know that a lot of these countries have gun owners and they've got a tradition of sporting arms and so on, but it's just not.
I'm gonna say this as a joke.
Yeah, man.
But Germany's always been wanting to take everyone's guns.
I know.
Since World War I, they've wanted to take people's guns.
Yep. This is true. I don't know what gun ownership is like in Germany. If you're allowed to have them, I think you have to have it stored. If you have it stored in your home, you have to have a separate safe for ammo.
You can't store your guns at home. In Germany, you have to have them in a hunting club.
Well,
hunting or a gun club. Yeah,
that'll help you when the zombie outbreak happens.
Yeah, Germany's host.
Yep, there you go. Well, those places will go get looted and raided, and those people go get all your guns out of there because they know that's where they are.
Yep.
And I highly doubt the Army's going to care about protecting people's guns.
Well, that's where Angela Merkel's going to send her thugs when she decides to stick her thumb back in Germany. Is she's going to just go to the gun clubs and grab everybody's guns because they're not at their houses.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that she was going to have Germany invade the Czech Republic again.
That was Russia, man. Well, yeah, Germany too, but yeah.
That was Germany
did it first.
Yeah, I mean, that's like I said with my grandparents after having dealing with that in World War II, and then they, the incoming, communist influence and communist party. My grandparents got the hell out of Dodge and came to America. Brought all their brothers and sisters with them, dude.
We got another fellow gun tuber here. Who's this?
Who's the other fellow gun tuber?
Unmute yourself.
Tell us who you are.
No, I refuse to tell you who I am.
Okay,
that guy definitely got an obnoxious voice there.
Why is it not showing my
the orange one? Yeah, you got to put it here. I don't know. Go to settings or wherever it is.
I did before.
Press OK.
What are you doing? Dicking around with stuff again?
Yes, I am.
Hit it with a hammer.
Yeah. Yes, you have to ask.
There it is.
There we go. Now we know.
Hit me, baby, one more time.
Yeah.
Giggity.
Orange man, good.
Giggity.
All right, so
baby, one more time.
I would, but you're toxic.
Oh yeah, there you go.
not as toxic as a certain Instagram individual, but we won't go there. But apparently, over the weekend,
shots fired.
A pregnant Florida woman used an AR-15 to kill one home invader and chase off a second.
Sure wasn't Florida man. So Florida woman shot Florida man?
Pregnant Florida woman.
Can't say I didn't see that coming.
Hey, I actually know who Florida man is this time. This is good. Yeah. I learned from that last podcast where I had no idea who Florida man was. Yeah.
But remember, guys, no one needs an AR-15.
No.
Weapons of war like that have no place in civil society, right?
Well, look, I'm going to say it like anybody else.
You're still saying you don't need them. Even
a howitzer won't fit in my front yard, but if I can make it work, I would. That's a weapon of war. Yeah.
All right, but anyways, what happened is over the weekend, two armed men, so they probably had Glocks or revolvers or something, broke into Jeremy King's home and held him at gunpoint. One of the thugs grabbed his 11-year-old daughter, according to this news agency. When he told them he had nothing of value to give them, one of the men started a pistol whipping him while the other kicked him repeatedly in the head. His wife, who was 8 months pregnant, was in the back bedroom and peeked out to see what was going on. That's when one of the men took a shot at her. She retreated and grabbed an AR-15 rifle. Yes, one of those things. When he came toward the back door in her line of sight, she clipped him, King said. He made it from my back door to roughly 200 feet out in the front ditch before the AR did its thing, he said. In other words, he fell down, dead. His accomplice ran off into Central Florida night, of which they later found his body because he bled out. But the point is,
she got them both. She got them both.
She got them both.
Good. Two less the court's got to deal with.
But the issue is, both of these men were armed with handguns. They were criminals. They invaded their home. They were trying to rob them at gunpoint. And when they were told that these people didn't have any money to give them, they started beating the shit out of them and shooting at them.
God, people have debit cards. When are criminals going to learn that? All right, people don't have cash anymore, guys. You got to figure something else out. All right.
I ask people this: if you're getting shot by criminals in your own home, what are you supposed to do?
Shoot them.
I mean, seriously, not doing anything, not having any sort of way to defend yourself against criminals who are going to break the law, who don't follow the law in the first place. The thing is to just let them take what you've got. I'm sorry, but that's not how it works in reality. In reality, if it might work where you live, Kingpin.
You need to understand the systematic racism that has forced these people into poverty like this. So once you really reflect on the fact that it's your fault that they're robbing you, then you'll start to understand.
Just a hint of sarcasm, but yes, I get that. I was actually having a conversation with my buddy the other night about this, and he started talking about inner city and the crime, and I said, look, you don't understand that a lot of this inner city crap is it's because the Democrat policies, and they've pretty much been handed stuff, and now we're in 5th, 6th generation of getting things handed to you and crime and living the way you live and not thinking outside the box. They just that's the way they're raised. You know what I mean? That's what they see all around them. That's the way they're raised. And whose fault is it? It's not ours. It's the politicians running these cities and in states that do this. And like Kingpin said, though, it's our fault. How the hell is it our fault?
It's not our fault. But I'm glad that, in this situation, I'm going to call this the family that defended themselves. I'm going to call them the good guys, because as I see it, they're doing the right thing. They're legal citizens. They're not breaking the law. You know what? I think they deserve to keep their AR-15s, because that's a situation where they probably live in an area bad enough if people are breaking into their house with guns that they need guns. And there should be no reason for them not to have them. If they're being outnumbered by armed individuals.
And I'm just waiting to see how long it takes Oklahoma grandfather to say that it was unfair because she had an AR-15.
Right.
Well, I'm going to say something here too. Is you said earlier, quotation marks, weapons of war. I've heard. Let me politicians say, oh, weapons that were designed to kill people. Aren't all guns really capable of that? Period.
By the way, I just want to mention this real quick. That weapon that was designed to kill people, whether it be an AR-15 or an M16, it's a glorified .22.
Yep. Just a really fast-moving one.
Doesn't matter if it's chambered in .556, the bullet still isn't bigger than .223.
Right.
Don't get too far away from the fact that I don't need a reason. The only reason that I need an AR-15 is because I want one.
Exactly.
I don't need to give you a reason for any of that.
You shouldn't need a goddamn reason for me to own anything that I want in the United States of America. We're supposed to be the land of the free, the home of the brave, not we have to have a reason to own everything we have.
Pretty sure the Second Amendment doesn't say anything about why do you need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't get me started. Otherwise, I'm going to start yelling something.
Right.
Again, it's nice to see that that there are instances where AR-15s can and should be used, and this is one of these instances. And it's nice to see that the right thing happened instead of the wrong thing, and hearing about obituaries, because it sucks to hear that people who have had firearms could have used them, but didn't because of stupid laws in their state. So, anyways, moving on. All right. I'm not sure which one I want to cover first, but do you have anything else you want to talk about, Travis, or comment on?
Well, I'd like to have a little discussion on something, but I can wait till after we're done with the articles you got lined up for this evening. Just a little question I'd like to run past people, but we'll wait. Go ahead.
I have one, but I'm not sure I want to talk about it. But
give us a hint. What's it about?
Do it now.
Over the weekend, did you hear about that gun control activist that shot her 3 children and herself because she was having a divorce?
I did hear about that.
I mean, if you're a gun control activist, why do you have a gun in the first place?
Well, because the laws don't apply to you. It's for them other people. Those,
practice what you preach. If you're going to preach something, then practice it. Feinstein
has a carry permit for California. Come on.
And Feinstein also has armed security. That's regardless of the point.
Yeah.
If you're gonna tout gun control, then you better fucking practice what you preach instead of telling people they shouldn't have firearms, but you have a fully armed security team around you 24/7.
What do you guys think Feinstein is packing? I think she's got she looks like maybe like an FN57 kind of gal, or maybe like an HKMP7 PDW. No, I can see her rolling on one of those. She's pretty hardcore, man. I see her carrying something that way.
Capacity. I can't see her carrying anything other than a 2-shot Derringer.
Well, she doesn't like us to have it, but that doesn't mean she doesn't want it.
No, I was going to say a revolver or something.
Yeah, what kind of a gun does a woman like that carry? I'm kind of curious.
Yeah, I think she's got like a Smith & Wesson J-frame or something like that. She said before.
That's what I was thinking that too, Rich. I would memory banks.
I don't want to go
light.
I don't want to go too deep into this in this article because I don't want to give this asshole any more airtime than we have to. Because quite honestly, if you were going and promoting anti-gun shit, you shouldn't have had guns at home when you have already shown yourself by promoting anti-gun campaigns. You've already shown yourself to be mentally unstable, because only a mentally unstable person would be anti-gun and would be scared and afraid of an inanimate object and want to get rid of all of them.
Well, you don't know how long she had the gun. She probably just bought it and then she wanted to be an object lesson.
But either way, she shot her 3 children and herself because she was getting a divorce.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she became an object lesson for their sides.
And she was pregnant.
Her family else. She made herself a tool for her side at the same time. In her eyes, it was a win-win.
Hypocrites.
Exactly. And that's all we're going to say on that because, I'm not going to call her a human being because only a monster shoots their children.
And that's all I've got to say about that.
Exactly.
Yep. I couldn't agree more. That's just really wow.
But it angered me that I read that, and I figured I'd vent it out on Hit or Miss because hey, that's what we do. So, what else do we have to talk about? I've got one more, and this really just kind of pisses me off more than anything because,
does it grind your gears?
It grinds my gears, but for the reason that people can't protect themselves in that country. And what we're going to talk about next is, did you hear about those U.S. citizens that were living in Mexico that were gunned down by the cartel?
That's what I wanted to get into. Yeah.
That was our next topic, Travis. So, Travis, you seem to be wanting to get into it. So why don't you head this one while I go grab a soda real quick?
No problem, man. So back in 2012, there was a Vice documentary that came out called like the Mexican Mormon drug war or drug whatever battles. And there's been, regardless of how you feel about these people, that's not the point. A lot of these people are American citizens or they have dual citizenship from Mexico and the U.S. They fled the U.S. because they didn't get the religious freedom they wanted, which is like a fundamentalist Mormon practice. But anyway, these people have been in northern Mexico for like 50, 60 years, if not more. And essentially they have been, I don't know if I don't remember from this documentary if these people were armed or not, but they've had a lot of encounters with the cartel, and they're refusing to give in to the drug cartel's demands in this area in northern Mexico. Well, yesterday, I think it was, what they say, 2 or 3 mothers and 6 children were basically slaughtered by the cartels.
9 U.S. citizens, including 6 children, were killed.
Three women and 6 kids, and a couple of them, 2 6-month-olds, and a couple babies. The cartels just opened up on the caravan of vehicles that was driving. They were driving into town to get groceries or whatnot, but they just lit them up and just completely killed everybody. And so, I mean, this is nothing new in terms of this murder. I mean, this stuff happens all the time. What's interesting is that Donald Trump had chimed in. This is an article from the Telegraph, and I just did it random just to see what was out there for information on this. And Trump had said to the president of Mexico, "We will come in there with the army, and we will eliminate your cartels. Give us permission to come in, and we'll take care of it. We'll clean house for you." I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Could the American army, in some sort of capacity, actually go into Mexico and eliminate? No, he said absolutely not. He goes, "You're not gonna fix our bloodshed with more bloodshed." That's what he said. All right, that's more or less.
He said we've already tried being at war. It doesn't work. Is what the Mexican president said. And it's just like how you sent a division of your army to go and take out Guzman's cartel, and they got their butts whooped by the cartel.
Yeah, there's a lot of videos on YouTube circulating now where there's been several Mexican military units that have been basically surrounded by narcos, or not narcos. The hell they call those guys? What's the movie that came out with the border battles and stuff? And there's a part 2 and stuff. I can't think. Why is it skipping? Damn it! Was it not Benicio del Toro's in it, but the Sicarios? Sicarios, yeah, the guys are basically hired hitmen from the cartel leaders. I watched the military unit. They're in the back of like a personnel carrier, like a vehicle. They got completely surrounded by probably 30, 35 cartel members, all with body armor, full auto, I would assume machine guns that look like heavy weapons that these guys were carrying. And the army guys are standing there defenseless. They could have mowed these dudes down. It was kind of funny. The dude walks up to the guy, shakes his hand. They basically let the army guys leave, retreat, and they didn't kill anybody. And it was funny, man. One of the Sicarios came out. He had flip-flops on and swim trunks and a wife beater, body armor and AK. I mean, he looked like he literally came from the pool. Like he got the phone call that it's time to roll in to protect our territory. He's just rolling up, big dude with a dad bod. I'm like, really? They give that guy a gun too?
He was at the pool and threw on his body armor and his helmet.
He's probably working like a concession stand. Hey, I got to go. I'll be right back. And he grabs it probably was the AK and the body armor sitting in the corner. There are some just crazy videos out there now watching the Mexican military like some of these cartels have like old tanks and helicopters and freaking missiles and stuff. The problem I see with it, I did listen to the interview on Joe Rogan. He had a former Mexican police officer that does hostage training now talk for a couple hours. It was fascinating. The corruption there, it exists on so many levels. The money and control. I don't know if you can fix the cartel problems in Mexico. I don't care however many people you kill off, there's always going to be, another arm of the Hydra that's going to grow. And right now the problem with Mexico is a lot of it's gone from marijuana and cocaine to meth, and they're able to crank this stuff out because of, chemicals that they can buy and import from China, or fentanyl and stuff like fentanyl or whatever you call it, fentanyl. And I don't know everybody wants power right now. It's who can be the most brutal, who can be the most extreme. So everybody wants it. Everybody wants the land. Everybody wants the power. Everybody wants the money. I don't know. I mean, you let the U.S. military in there. I don't know what they could do. I mean, aside from maybe taking out some of the higher operating narcos, I don't know if they're ever going to be able to get rid of the problem they have right now. It's that bad down there. What do you guys think?
I was going to say, there was a line in a movie, something about trying to fight a war with a hand tied behind the back. But look, the whole Mexican drug cartel, the Mexican government, and a lot of the police, they're all corrupt. They're in cahoots with these people, and they're never going to win. And if the U.S. was to go in and go, we're going to wipe everything out and blah, 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 and we're going to take care of this, the minute we leave, it'd just start all over again. It would just start right. And it boils down to it. Look, The Mexican government has let this happen. If they had enough, I don't know, I say balls or whatever, but they've let this happen. And they're letting it happen. Think about it. They're letting this
term
happen.
is huevos.
There ain't nothing down there that some Navy SEALs and some napalm couldn't take care of.
I agree with you more there, buddy. Exactly right. I mean, if look, President Trump says, yes, we can come in and clean this problem up for you. Yeah, we'd clean it up and it'd solve the problem for 6 months. Maybe right back. Unless we stayed there.
The problem with doing that is we would have to go in with a shock and awe type of treatment, like Obnoxious just said, napalm everything. You'd have to be absolutely dead set on completely wiping out these cartels. The problem comes in identifying those people, because when you've got 20 of them at this barn and you level that barn, well, there's 20 more that got all the politicians' wives and kids in a basement somewhere chopping their heads off because the American military is killing their friends. Having the Constitution to go through something like that is really, really asking a lot of the Mexican government, because anybody that's not totally corrupted, their family's going to get kidnapped as soon as the first American soldier crosses.
Yeah, I mean, I know that, and I'm not saying that Trump was crazy with this idea, but it's not. I don't know if it's really feasible, just because of how many different levels of corruption does exist.
It'll go about as well as the war on drugs in South America ended up.
Well, it's just like the war on terror. It'll never end. There's always going to be terrorists. Because, well, and it cracks me up that the left, al-Baghdadi, oh my God, the way you treated him and whatever. He's a freaking terrorist. And he deserved what he got. But when you kill one, it's like Hydra, right? Cut off the head, another one grows, and that's terrorism.
No, Hydra, if one shall fall, 2 more will rise and take its place.
Yeah, geek. Yes, correct. And it's the same thing with terrorism. I mean, and come on, the drug cartels, yeah, they're selling drugs, but they're terrorists when you really think about it. You're going to wipe one out, and another one's going to rise. And until the Mexican government actually steps up and starts doing their freaking job. And
all right, we got a comment out from the YouTube side, and South Border Panda says at Night Strike, the Mexican military is the equivalent to the National Guard. The Mexican Marines are what they are scared of, and they don't unleash them against the cartels. I would argue that the Mexican military, isn't even as well equipped or as well trained as our National Guard is. I'm sorry. I can't even believe that the Mexican military is worth the money they print.
Well, I mean, the cartels are all armed with M4s and M249s. I wonder where they're getting those from.
Well, they probably got them from Obama and Eric Holder.
I'm just saying. You can see this in the video. These guys are rolling on. And, there's a dude that I follow on Instagram. It's a guy that was interviewed on Joe Rogan. He shows a lot of the firearms that are taken in confiscations and stuff in raids and this and that's. A lot of American firepower laying there in those pictures. So they're getting it from somewhere.
Yeah, they are. They are. And South Border Panda says the Mexican Marines are the brutal ones. They get trained by us. And yeah, I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do. But if Mexico was serious in actually, taking these awful groups out, they would actually use those groups, those Marines that they have, but they don't.
And they play by the rules. They play by the rules. And when the Mexican Marines or the United States Marines are zip tying people together and shipping them off to Guantanamo Bay, the bad guys are disemboweling their daughters and hanging them from bridges. So you can't skip across the actual fear that these people are feeling. Once again, if you went in full blast and were willing to do whatever it took, you could knock it down for a while, but then Mexico would have to come up and say, we're not going to let it build back up. And, it'll build back up and then you stomp it down, build back up and stomp it down. But right now, every single person in Mexico has got to worry about when they wake up in the morning, which one of their family members is going to be chopped into little pieces spread across the.
And at that point, it's like Mexico, you need a Second Amendment because there's no way your people can protect themselves against cartel without some form of firearm. And it's silly, stupid, and petty to believe otherwise.
Travis T out there
Yeah.
just made a statement that much of the Mexican military, they work for the cartels, and that's what I was getting at earlier. They're just there's so much corruption.
A lot of sicarios they were working for the Mexican military, but the cartels pay them even more money, so they just join them. So they're all military trained anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I and the strange thing is us in this country, we don't live by, the majority of people don't understand this. They don't get what, yes, there is a lot of corruption in this country, but nothing like what's going on down there. Nothing like it.
I mean, you got narcos and cartel guys that control entire towns, and the companies in those towns and their families. And yeah, like you said before, everybody's family is basically in the crosshairs 24/7. So if you don't comply, your kids get executed in front of your children in front of their grade school.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I don't know if they're ever going to be able to fix that situation. It's pretty bad. Like I said, when your army starts getting surrounded.
Not unless Mexico adopts the Second Amendment. I don't see that happening.
Yeah, because did you guys mention that? I was up checking out my dog here, but did you guys mention that you don't have right to bear arms in Mexico?
No, you don't have the right to bear arms. Yeah. It's really hard. There is some form of gun ownership, but it's really hard to get it.
If you're a Mexican citizen, you can own a gun at your home, and if you're like a dual citizen, then you can apply for the same thing, but you can't carry. It's not like Texas or whatever where you can open carry. You have to keep your gun at home.
Yeah.
But if you're not a Mexican citizen and you're just living there or traveling there, then you can't have a gun.
Yeah.
Plus Mexico's GDP for a year is $2 trillion, and all these cartels are billion-dollar cartels with other countries making money off of them, and terrorist groups making money with them.
I was just wondering what their main export is. Drugs?
Mexico?
Yeah.
Well, like legally produced, I would probably say petroleum, and I don't know if that look and see. Well, I mean, American product like electronics and cars. I mean, that'd be a huge part of it too.
I was saying overall.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing, what I also read is that Belize has now become the new hotspot for funneling drugs out of South America because, well, it's basically right next to southern Mexico, and you can get a straight shot to the U.S. from Belize. And Belize has admitted they don't have the money, power, resources to fight the drug lords, so they're just going to catch who they can when they can, and they're not going to go out of their way because they can't. They're just a tiny little country. They can't stop it. So that's the new hotspot now for drug runners going up to North America.
I heard
a lot of steroids have been coming from Belize for 20 years.
I heard Belize has a very high crime rate, a murder rate. I hear people go, "We're vacationing in Mexico." I'm like, "Yeah, go ahead."
If you stay in the resort towns, the majority of the time, from what I've seen and heard, what I've read, you're going to be fine. That's because there's a lot of money going in there too, and I wouldn't be surprised if the cartels own the resort towns. So you got to have a place to bring in some legal funds, right? You got to have a way to launder it,
right?
So why not just keep that the safe place where your tourists can keep coming in and come and go happy?
I still don't want to do it.
Oh no, yeah, I've never studied abroad. I can't bring myself to do it as much as I'd like to. I just can't.
Nope.
Neither do I. Now, Travis, I think you pretty much ran Mexico into the ground, just like Mexico has. Too soon? I don't think it's soon enough. But we got. I want to talk about one other thing that happened over the weekend. Obnoxious one, you were able to attend. Kingpin, were you able to get down there?
To the rally?
Yes.
No, that was too far away. I couldn't afford to go.
That's a lie. Kingpin actually ran at me in slow motion. I mean, I didn't think it was possible, but he spotted me from across the field, and it was just in slow motion with his arms out, just running straight at me.
Now, was
Yeah,
there was it followed by a bear hug?
Mm-hmm.
No,
Chariots of Fire is playing in the background.
you forgot about the sunflowers that mysteriously just grew out of nowhere.
Yes. And I'm only
Right.
half kidding. And if I'd known that was coming, I'd have had my camera set up so I actually could have put it in slow motion and put some epic music behind it. Because
now, Rich, were you able to go? Rich, did you go?
Rich
Yeah,
was
You were there? Okay. All right. So, guys, for those of you that were at the rally, could you give us like an after action report of what went down and what stood out to you?
people talked and then we left.
That's it.
Yep.
That's it. Okay.
See, if you would have been on my show on Sunday, you would have got all that already.
Well, I had other things.
I had pretty good depth perception, so everything stood out to me.
Okay. Okay, good. Now I'm going to need a bit more context. So, let's start off with some easy ones. Who were you?
Assholes. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened there. I had a frog in my throat or something. I don't know what happened.
Yeah. Thanks, Travis.
Go ahead. Yeah, sorry, man. Go ahead.
Who were some of your favorite speakers at the rally? Who did you think had a really good speech?
Well, I put one up. I cut it out of my footage and I put it up today, and it's not getting nearly the views that man deserves. And it was Edgar Antillon, and he gave a fantastic speech. And of course, Tim from Military Arms Channel, he closed it out, and he gave a really good one too. But for just somebody that you've probably never heard of, go over to my channel and watch that video. And I'm not even doing it because I want to get the watch time or the views, which I do, but that's not why I'm doing it. Is if you go over and watch that speech, that is probably the best speech given at that rally.
I was watching. I did watch a bit of this, a bit of the rally on Sarge's live stream, and there was one that I was watching, that I was listening to. What was it? The preacher or the priest or whatever. I liked his speech.
Did you?
His speech was pretty good too.
Yeah, that's Ken Blanchard. He's the host of Black Guy with a Gun.
There was an actual priest, though.
Yeah,
he's talking about the guy who was dressed like a priest. Yeah. Ken Blanchard wasn't dressed like a priest. He's not a priest.
Yeah, but
there was an actual priest there.
Yeah, he's a minister. He was dressed like a minister. But yeah, I got what Night Trick was getting at. Come on, Kingpin. Quit picking nits, yeah.
Hey, we haven't argued yet today, so I had to get it in.
Wow.
We ever argue?
Rich, Kingpin stealing your shtick.
I just posted the link to Obnoxious's video out in the chat.
But everyone, if you guys could check out the link that Kingpin just posted, on the YouTube chat. Check that video out for Obnoxious One, because it's a good video. But again, I liked his speech. I listened to Maj's speech. Maj's speech wasn't that bad. I mean, I met him in at Gun Rights Policy Conference. Pretty cool dude. He came up and shook Clover's hand when me and Clover were having a discussion, and I met Maj. Again, what did you guys think of Hickok's speech?
Couldn't really hear him. The people that were like next to where myself and Ohio 45 ACP were standing were so damn loud and obnoxious, but they weren't wearing orange. They were a different kind of obnoxious. We couldn't hear Hickok.
Because I got some of his speech, and from what I hear, did he actually put anything on his YouTube channel about him being at the rally or him speaking at the rally? Did he put any of that on his YouTube channel?
I don't know. Artisan Tony put out in the chat a little earlier that he didn't put anything on his channel, so I'm just gonna have to go with that.
Usually he mentions when he's going to do, meet and greets as well as rallies that he's going to go to. He's done that in the past, like years and years ago when we, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, I remember him. I haven't watched his channel in years, so I really can't tell you, but.
Neither have I.
Yeah.
But I don't think Hickok went and put any of the stuff he did, at the rally on his channel. And did Military Arms Channel put their stuff on his channel?
I haven't seen anything yet. I did see John Patton, Gun Collected, put something up. But I will say this. Sarge, he's out in the chat. Awesome coverage, other than he was standing right in front of the speakers and his mic kept clipping.
Yeah. Why didn't you get with a dead cat?
Other than that, man, Sarge, thank you. That was great coverage. He covered the whole dang thing. You know what I mean? And it was like, other than the mic clipping out on him, man, thank you, Sarge.
All right. Yeah. Thank you, Sarge. Now, I want to bring this to everyone's attention, and I just have to mention it because it just popped up. But our good friend Artisan Tony has given the Night Strike 1 YouTube channel its first super chat. We got a super chat, and Artisan Tony says, "Love Night Strike, long time," and send super chat. Smiley face. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate that. I don't know if I'll ever get that, but we got our first super chat, and it's all thanks to Artisan Tony. So.
I want to take a quick second to say thank you to Artisan Tony. I'm not going to go into why. He knows why. But that's a good dude right there. And thank you for what you do, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Yep. And, Tony helped out Rob, who went to the rally too. So, Tony, you're doing good things, Tony. So, if you ever want to jump in on hit or miss, just let me know, all right, Tony?
Yeah, as far as I know, Greg Kinman, aka Hickok 45. I'm subbed, and I don't watch all his videos. I do get the notifications, but I haven't seen anything.
Yeah, nor Military Arms Channel, Tim.
Yeah, which is surprising because I would think
they didn't put any. If they're going to go and speak, the least they could have done was for those that couldn't have attended, they could have put their speeches on their channel, on their YouTube channel.
Look, give them a day to edit their footage. All right, and then they'll
that's what I was going to say.
These guys do a lot of production, so
I know you guys do a lot of production, but you don't have to. You don't have to go and have like well done production. Hell, just get someone to be there for you. Just record your speech with a cell phone camera. Okay, you don't have to have the biggest production for it, but again, have that, record that, edit it how you have to, and put it up on your channel because people want to know. People need to know that if you're a gun YouTube channel or you're a large gun channel entirely, that you actually practice what you preach.
Okay. Ohio 45 ACP said that Mac has several speakers on his channel, so he might have put them up since I last looked at Military Arms channel. But apparently, according to Ohio 45 ACP, he does have clips from the rally up there.
Okay, but if he's got clips from the rally up, okay, there we go. But again, it's just I understand where some of our crew out there on the YouTube side are saying, and south of the border panics gave us $2 saying, "Oh smack, you have super chats." Yes, we have super chats now. I'm surprised YouTube said yes, but we have them. So. And C4 Defense, did Yankee put his speech up for the rally? Did Yankee go to the rally?
No, but
apparently he put up his speech on his show on Sunday when he was calling everybody jerks and idiots for going.
Sarge was making a joke based on Yankee's show on Sunday when G-Webs just completely totally went off on Yankee.
Wait, this was live?
Yeah. Live Sunday night, Yankee was running down the rally, saying about how big of a failure it was and all this other crap.
Yeah.
and G-Web just went completely off on him.
This was this left to center or what?
Yeah.
Probably.
Uh,
Probably. But again, thank you, South of the Border Panda. You appreciate
Wait.
Appreciate
You said G-Webs went off on Yankee?
Yes.
That's just funny. Okay.
Yeah. I'll snap. Boob Sweat. Congrats on getting the super chats. Thank you, Boob Sweat. Thank you. A&A, you're in here. You don't have to give us super chats. But again, A&A gave us $3 and saying, well, here's a few bucks. Well, thank you, A&A.
Well, why not? Come on. You got the super chat. I figured, why not?
I mean, I got the super chats now. But you know.
I'll pay for this freaking GunTube thing that cost you money, right? Come on. Here's to you, brother.
Okay, I have to share this because Boob Sweat sent us a picture. This is a good one. Boob Sweat, I'm going to share this one because it is funny. So check this out. Let's see. Is it showing? There we go. Shut up! You get us both killed.
Don't shoot. Don't wait a minute. I'm not going to commit suicide by shooting myself twice in the back of the head. Right? Oh,
shut up! You get us both killed. I had to. Boob Sweat. That was golden. Thank you for that. He always sends us funny pictures. They're always good. Thank you, Boob Sweat.
and remember, guys, even in a maximum security prison, cameras can fail.
They can. Apparently.
Mm-hmm.
So, but again, it was great. It's great. So, Harrison Tony is going to say, you have to add 30% to your super chat because YouTube takes it. Believe it or not, YouTube won't give you a payout until you make $100. So,
Rob, New York Outcast. Well, nice to know you guys.
yeah.
I think he said that on Caliber Corner too, but I couldn't tell if that was a typo or if that's what he actually said. But yeah.
I got another funny picture by our good friend Snarge. So we're gonna share this one. See how this works. Yep, that's what the coroner said. Apparently, that's what the coroner said.
Yeah, well, security cameras failed and mysteriously, okay.
Yeah,
the two guards just happened to be on lunch at the same time. Is that what happened? Because that's how you regulate a prison: is you screw up so nobody's on watch for a suicide.
And he was on suicide watch with paper thin bed sheets, but he still managed to be able to kill himself. Yeah.
They changed the sheets back out to the cloth sheets, and both of the security personnel were sleeping.
Yeah, supposedly it was a 1,000 thread Egyptian cotton because it breathes better. It was a recommendation.
Right.
Okay. Hey, Nice Strike. It's about time for me to bail, brother.
All right. So Travis, give us your outro.
Let's see. I'm available for parties, bar mitzvahs, dances, whatever you want. No, I'm just kidding. Check out my channel, Travis P11, over on YouTube, and also on gunchannels.com. You can find me over there too. Check out Caliber Corner Monday nights at 6:00 Central Time. Little podcast we do. Make sure you guys subscribe to and support all these channels you have on the panel this evening. And I appreciate the invite, man. Thank you.
All right. No problem. We got one more funny picture. I have to share it because Scott sent it. And Scott, what's he going by this time? I think it's Scott P79. He sent this one. So let's see. Okay, we get it. Epstein didn't kill himself. Good. Now that we have your attention, the evidence suggests that the Vegas shooting involved multiple shooters.
God. Not bad.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. All right. So, thanks, guys, for the funny pictures. If you guys have those, send those to us when we're doing hit or miss, and we'll try and showcase some of those at the end. All right, because that kind of stuff, that's good. That is good. So, all right. Why don't we get with the outros and let's get the hell out of here and go and do some other chats or hang out with some other peeps. So, Kingpin, give us your outro, my friend.
Good night. Thanks for having me.
Okay. All right. Rich.
Sunday nights at 8 Easternish, I guess you could say. Over on the Unloaded Media channel, we do This Week Unloaded. Some of the people on this panel show up. They usually all have an invite, but they don't always all show up. But check it out. Maybe they'll show up if one of you tune in.
Oh man, I got to address this super chat real quick before we finish the outros. But Jason Stewart just threw in $10 and said, "Moms demand everything labeled us at the rally as white supremacists and KKK." Well, moms denied attention. Always said that they're not anti-gun, but they're for laws that take away people's firearms. Yeah, I mean,
how many speakers at the rally were black?
Yeah, that's what I was going to
A couple.
say. We're pretty
Let me see. Maj, KD, Ken Blanchard. I know there was one other.
By the way, speaking of Katie had a great speech.
Oh
I
yeah,
listened to that. Yeah. I loved that speech.
Katie's a good friend, dude. We've only met through YouTube, and I met him at NRAM, and
I met him at GRPC. He was pretty cool.
When he seen me and I seen him, it was like instant. We're buddies, and just the word. And I mentioned this earlier about the whole inner city thing. That's what KD's addressing. He's addressing that point of view, and we have to get beyond that and think. Perfect example of a dude that came from that has stepped out of that and said, "Whoa, wait a minute, people, wake up."
Yeah, and what's the most amazing about that? If you were at the rally, there were none of them people there to even see what was happening at the rally. So how the hell would they know what the rally was like?
Right. Artist and Tony, I got your email. The problem is with that picture, I can't show that on YouTube. Otherwise, any super chats I got are gone.
That bad?
It's just that bad. But I understand your sentiment, Tony. I do. So I gotta get that one out there. So Mr. Bird, give us your outro.
Bird is the word. Bird.
Oh well, a bird.
Bird. Heading to Tulsa this weekend. Look for me there. Surely be doing some live stuff. Hopefully try to squeeze in a foul territory from Tulsa. I'm not sure what time or how I'll do it. But definitely be lots of videos this weekend from all your favorite creators. So stay tuned and we will bring you Tulsa right to your living room.
Is that Wanamaker? Is that Wanamaker?
Wanamaker.
Yes, yeah. Wanamaker.
I'll make it one day.
Okay, so Tony says I can. So okay, incoming guys. Apparently, this is what Tony thinks of Yankee Marshall.
He's probably not far off.
So there we go.
You've been NSA'd.
Yeah. I've been NSA'd. There you go.
You have connectivity
issues.
You've been NSA'd. Apparently, you can't show it.
I've been NSA'd. Let's try it again.
Nope, having connectivity issues. Can't show it. You've been NSA'd.
A lot of power.
Wow.
Wow.
The chamber is trying to save you from being Clinton.
I'm trying. Apparently, let's try this one.
Nope.
Hit it with a hammer.
Been NSA'd.
It's not working.
Telling you, you've been NSA'd.
It's not working, Tony. What do I do? What do I do, Tony? What do I do?
Describe it to us in full detail.
There you go.
It's a hairy ass.
That's pretty good detail. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
What?
It was
Something-
stunning. Patriot would be proud of you.
Uh-huh.
See if that works.
Come on.
Oh wow.
It's not working. It's like, okay. Let's see if I can do it this way.
Can I get my outro so I can get the hell off this place?
In a second. In a second.
You're trapped just like the rest of us.
Yeah.
It's
We're all-
not working. Period. It won't.
We're all
work.
here together. We're all here together. Let's see. Yeah.
Nope.
Nope.
There we go.
Nope. We did
Nope.
not go.
Nope.
Wow. Okay. GunTube does not want me to share this, so it's not happening, Tony.
And you know that's bad because you own GunTube and your
I
own
know.
platform is censoring you. What the hell?
My own platform is telling me for your own good, do not show this picture. But all this picture is a really hairy ass and the dude wearing a thong. That's what it is.
I
So
don't-
It's
and you know something?
terrifying.
I'm glad I didn't.
Terrifying.
I just don't know how Tony got a picture of Yankee in his underwear.
Oh,
I don't know, but
Or
it's
do
very
I?
disturbing. It's very
No.
disturbing.
Now that I think about it, do I really want to know how Tony got a picture of Yankee in his underwear?
all I know is I didn't want to see that picture anyway.
So I don't know why it's not sharing, but again, I can't share it. So all right, so moving on. Armament and Axis, give us your outro.
Not much. Of course, check us out on YouTube, Gun Streamer. I'm on Facebook a little bit. I do Twitter a little bit, and not a lot on Instagram. We have been putting some videos out, more music. Not that they're great, but it's just us jamming. You know, I mean, like I said, look at the logo, Armament and Axis. It's guns and guitars, and mostly been guns, and we're just now starting to get a little more music out there, and I think it's cool. It's one of my passions. That's why we started this channel and named it what we did, and yada yada. Other than that, I wanted to make that 2A rally so bad, but financially, it just was not going to happen. I just couldn't do it. I wanted to be there so bad. I really did. But like I said earlier, watching Sarge's coverage, man, he did a great job. Thank you, Sarge, again. He showed us so much. Obnoxious, you got some good coverage, too. You guys were, like, next to each other, but you moved around a little bit, Obnoxious. But, yeah, all the videos that came from that, man, I want to be there so bad. I really, really did. Other than that, peace to all. Stay 2A strong. Thanks for having me, Night Strike. Always fun.
Thanks for being here. Obnoxious one, last. We saved the best for last. So give us your outro, my friend.
What? Oh, is it
Yeah.
my turn? It's my turn
Yes,
finally?
it's your turn. You're the best for last.
All right. There's a link to Edgar Antillon, his speech over on my channel.
Okay.
If you watch nothing else from the rally, watch that speech because that was a fantastic speech. Other than that, check out. I've got Carrie Sloan is dropping tomorrow from Stilettos and Shotguns, and then Thursday I have
Carrie.
Yeah, but it's a good speech. And then I have which for some reason has 80 views on a private video. I don't understand that. So I'm probably going to get NSA'd as well. And other than that, I've got my Colt King Cobra versus GP 100 that'll be coming out Thursday, and then we'll be into Wanamaker, so you'll start seeing some Wanamaker stuff. And that's it.
All right, awesome. Remember, guys, I'm still working on GunTube. I'm almost done back in restoring usernames, and once I finish with that, I'll get on to restoring channels and videos and whatnot. So working on that. Remember to check out GunTube. It's still a functional website. Remember to check out gunchannels.com. I got a video coming. I know. I say the video is coming, and I haven't been releasing. I've been busy. I've been taking care of things, but we're gonna get that video up this week. It's part of the 1,000 subscriber giveaway, and we're going to finally give stuff away. So I will have the video up hopefully by this week, so you guys can go and get in on that, so everyone can enter. So look for that. Other than that, guys, we will see you guys next week. I might do another Friday Night Strike this week. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you all for listening. This was Hit or Miss.
Give him the bird.
Now, how do I turn this damn thing off?
I don't know.
I forgot what to say. All right, y'all. See you guys.
Later. All right. We're done.
All right, brother.
You can go anywhere we want, but you can't stay here.
That's a song, right?
I think so.